We will now meet Elizabeth Overstreet. She is a trusted relationship strategist featured on ABC, CBS, NBC, The New York Times, and more. She is dedicated to keeping love real by guiding you towards healthier, more satisfying relationships. Elizabeth partners with individuals, couples, and companies globally. And today we're going to talk about dating apps. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Marcy. I'm so excited to talk about this.
Oh my God. And I know so many men and women that are jumping back into the dating arena. And they've been out a while. And everyone's talking about these online dating apps. So tell us about it. How can we navigate these things?
Yeah, so there is like a great divorce happening where people have raised the kids and they're now saying, hey, and you know, we had COVID and they evaluate their relationships and they're like, I don't know if I want to stay in this relationship anymore. So we see a lot of people, like you said, getting back into the dating scene. But what I would say is like the dating apps are just one avenue of finding people, but I could see how that could be an easy way to ease into it. So I always tell people less is more, finding the dating app that works for you and understanding the dating app's algorithm. So like, does it match you based on compatibility and interests? And what is this reputation? Because some dating apps are known more as the casual hookup dating apps.
Yes.
And then some are more for longevity. So it's about not trying to get on all of them because some of the same people are on many of them, but finding the one that works for you and then dialing into that and being more intentional about what you want.
I just want to know, how many dating apps are there?
Oh, that's such a wonderful question. And I don't have the answer for you, but there's a ton of them. But I did do a TEDx talk about this subject. And what I found is when it comes to dating apps, even though it's like people go there because I think they think like Amazon, like there's a ton of people out here, and so this should be easy
it's
to
like
do.
Shopping, like a magazine.
I want people to know that the people that end up in long-term relationships that like are in committed relationships is less than 30% from dating apps. So that means there's still other ways we should be meeting people through our friends, through our networks, through church, through socializing.
Right.
So we shouldn't just rely wholly on that
So
one
it is still
avenue.
possible to meet people the good old-fashioned way.
It really is. And what's interesting is people have what's called like dating app fatigue. And they're starting to actually revisit like, hey, Marcy, you're a nice looking woman. Like they may give you a compliment. They're in the grocery store and say, hey, I'd love to like, go out to coffee with you or just give you a compliment to start a conversation.
Right.
And people are finding just that in real life meeting, it works just as well.
So you were talking about finding the right dating app for yourself. How do you find the right one?
I think you research, you figure out, like Hinge, their saying is like, we don't want you to stay on the dating app. So their goal is to match you with someone, and they're very heavy on the algorithm around compatibility, and they use a lot of data science to make sure you're attracting. Hinge is one. Another one is Iris. It looks more at like, what are you attracted to? Because sometimes you could be swiping forever and the people you're swiping on may not be interested in you. So they really look at giving you an assessment before you even get in the process to see, who you would be attracted to, and then putting those people within your algorithm so that you're matching more often. So there's a lot of different options like that, but I would just encourage people to look and see what works for you.
Now, one of the things that, you have to put up a profile.
Yes.
Do you have any advice when it comes to that?
I'm a person that advises my clients to go against the norm. And I remember reading a story about a lady, she doesn't even put a picture up on her profile, which I think is so against the norm because everyone is putting a picture up. And she was just very authentic about, look, this is what I'm looking for. I want to be in a committed relationship in the long term. She put in humor. I think humor is really important. It's a great icebreaker to meet people. And I think it's making people work a little bit that actually may be interested in you versus putting it all out there, which I know goes against the norms that have kind of been created.
It's like The Voice.
Right.
Let me hear about you first before I look at you.
Yeah, so she ended up, and it's ironic, she ended up connecting with someone she actually had history with from high school, not dating, but like they knew each other. So it was really ironic, and she would never thought this guy was her type.
Right.
But it worked out, and she said he was willing to put in the effort. And she said, then if the person starts the conversation, then send them a picture. Say, hey, I'm willing to send a picture, but I'm serious. Like, I really am looking for something that's not casual at this point, or whatever it is you're looking for. Because I think the authenticity thing that connects you to people that are looking for similar things as you are.
Right. So how do you get emotionally prepared for this? I mean, a lot of people, of course the young people are out there and they're navigating this, but the older people that are getting back into the dating game, they haven't been there, you know, for whatever reason, the divorce or their spouse has passed away. How can they emotionally prepare themselves for this?
I think, you know, easing into it, not rushing the process. Like everyone has a different timeline, whether you're widowed or whether you're getting a divorce or breaking up with someone, of when you're getting, you know, when you're ready to get to that next relationship. I worry about people who jump from relationship to relationship. I think that's unhealthy because you're not giving yourself time to kind of just breathe and reconnect to yourself. And then you may not be dealing with things which keep resurfacing in your relationship. But that being said, I would just say take your time, ease into it, talk to your friends, see what your friends are doing. You may learn something from that. And I think people shouldn't go into it thinking, okay, if I go on this app and I list out all the characteristics I like, because I made mistakes before in my relationships, because we all have, that I'm gonna get all of that in one person. I think we need to be realistic and really like clue in on what's really important that you want to attract, because you're not going to get 100%, but you might get 80. You might get 80%.
And I like what you're saying, because it always takes me to the fact that you have to work on yourself. You have to be happy with yourself. Find the things that light you up. Create your boundaries, and that comes from self-love. And sometimes we're always looking for others to fill that void for us. And I was one of those people. So I love that you're saying take a beat, you know, take a look at what's going on with yourself. Work on yourself a little bit, fill your own cup for a little bit, and then bring somebody else into your life, right? You should be adding to each other's lives, not looking for someone to
complete you.
Absolutely. So how can we find out more about you if somebody's looking for more advice about dating and relationships, and because you help in a lot of areas? So tell us where we can find you.
Yeah, so if people want to learn more about me, and a lot of what you're saying, I totally agree. Until you deal with your inner wounds, you keep attracting your inner wounds.
Amen. It's the same
relationship. It reflects back in your relationship over and over. Different people, different names, but similar situations. But if people want to learn more about me, my name is Elizabeth Overstreet. I focus on helping people cultivate healthy relationships, and my website is elizabethoverstreet.com. And there people can find out all about my social media and follow me there. And also I have a book out called Love Could Be Messy, but you don't have to be. So if people just want the shortcut to building healthier relationships, it's a great short read.
If you are helping people with relationships, we all need as much help as we can get. So congratulations on the book, and thank you for helping us navigate relationships, because it's not easy.
It's not, but it's so fulfilling when we can have happier and more quality relationships. So that's why I'm really focused on it. And I made a lot of mistakes too, guys. So that's why I want to make sure I shorten the curve for others.
Yes. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for coming on Wake Up.
All right. Thank you.